Hi, my name is Diaz, and in today's video, we're going to show how to do velocity switching inside of performance mode. So first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the Fantom X is in performance mode. So press the layer split button, and you should be in this screen right here. And when you're in the screen, there's a whole bunch of different layers and splits in here already, or some that you can actually make either in the user or also in the card. So either way. So it doesn't really matter where we are right now because we're going to clear this screen out and start with a fresh one. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press the shift button, which is just right here. Hold down, press and hold down the shift button, and then hit F1 initialize. So I was holding down the shift button and then I pressed F1 initialize and it gives me this screen that pops up. Performance initialize. This just clears out and gives us a clean space to work. So I'm going to press F8 select and F8 execute. So this did not erase the sound that we were currently on. It just cleared out a spot so we can start fresh. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cursor buttons. And when I move sounds, I'm going to be using these buttons a lot. And these are the cursor buttons right here. So I'm going to be going up and down in the cursor buttons. But I really want to focus on the screen so you can see. All right, so let's start on MIDI part number 1. Let's go ahead and let's go to patch list, press F1. And let's go ahead and press F2, go down to the electric piano section. And I'll just choose stage EP tremolo. That's very common, the one that I like to use. Okay, so we're using that one now. So we have that in there. Now, let's go ahead and let's do a layer. And I just cursor down to number 2. I'm going to press patch list, and I'm going to add, let's say, a string, some kind of string in there. And maybe I'll go ahead and do like a little, let's check this out. Studio section sounds fine. So, or better yet, let's use this, warm strings. I like that one a lot. So press F8 to select. So now I have this guy in here. So I have electric piano, and now I have warm strings. So how do I put them together? Very easy. The arrows on number 2, if I spin the dial wheel to the right, and the dial wheel is this thing here, spin that to the right, and it just turned it on. That means that now that particular patch, the strings, is in the key bed of the Fantom. Now I'll spin number 1 as well, and now listen. So I have a real nice simple layer in here, and so if we wanted to, we can go in a little bit further, and we could mess with volumes. So I can go into the part view screen, and I can mess with the levels of the sounds. And once again, I'm using my cursor to go over here and adjust things. But what we're going to actually do is I'm going to press the exit button, which is right here. Press that button. Let's get back to the top screen. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add a horn sound. Okay, and let's patch list F1. Let's go ahead and cursor down to maybe my brass area, my brass and acoustic brass. And let's pick something. Might be like brass and sax. Okay. Now, that sound is going to kind of conflict with the electric piano and the strings, but I want it to come in when I want this sound to really hit when I strike the keyboard hard. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and now we're going to go and learn how to have it velocity switch. So let's go ahead and go into the part view, F2, and you see all these different things over here at the bottom. We, of course, our level pan, in the keyboard switch, turn it on or not. Output effects, all this stuff. Now, what we're going to go to, now this is a good screen. This is where we can adjust the octave. So if you listen, octave for that particular instrument, and also the coarse tuning right here and fine tuning. So that's actually a really good screen. But the one we're going to be working on right now is in the key range. Now, this is normally one of the screens where we can adjust the key range where that sound goes on the screen. And there is an easy way to get to key range here. You could do it this way. Okay, we can do this way. But that's just for key range. That's all that thing does. But when we go back into part view and use key range here, you notice we have the key range here, velocity. Velocity is how hard we have to strike the keys, or how soft we have to strike the keys to make that instrument come in. Okay, so on the brass and sax, I want that one to really come in when I hit hard. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on 63. Now listen, before when it was on 0, I can play it all the same, and all 3 instruments are going to come in: the electric piano, strings, and the brass. That might not work for me. So let's go ahead and just jack it all the way to 63. Now let's listen. I'm going to go ahead and play. You only hear the strings and the electric piano. Now I'm going to hit the keyboard, strike it hard. So check it out. I'll play the keyboard a little bit regular. But as soon as I strike it hard, so a big difference there, big difference. So if you want to go ahead and adjust that, like I said, add the sounds you want right in here. So I add electric piano, strings, and brass and sax. Once you go ahead and turn them on, adjust the key range by F4 if you want to. Oops. Adjust the key range by pressing F3, and you can adjust the key range of each instrument if you wanted to. Maybe I don't want the stage EP to come in at the bottom end. You know, maybe I don't want the strings. I can turn on the keyboard switch on and off. Press part view. I can go in and adjust all the volumes. Okay. And then, of course, the key range, that is the one right there. So as you just heard, play with that key range. You see what works for you and also your touch. Okay, once you have the keyboard set, the velocity set, how you want it, you can actually go in there and write that as a performance. So all I would do is press the right button right here, and you see it comes up as a performance, and I can go ahead and say, all right, either I can go ahead and just press performance, that's cool, or I can hit the enter button, which of course is just right here. Either way you want to work. That's the nice thing about these boards. They pretty much how you work, they'll follow suit. So I can go ahead and just name it whatever I want, and I'm just spinning the dial wheel. This is actually pretty cool. Spin the dial wheel. If I wanted a lowercase, you know, I can press down or press up for uppercase. So whatever I want, makes it real cool. So once you get it kind of named, however you want it, let's call this Velo for velocity. Now for JLo. Okay, so get that set. Once we have that, we can press right, and it says card not ready because I don't have one, but it went automatically to like a user. So I can go ahead and save it anywhere inside the X at this point, and press right, and now it's completed. So as you see, making your own velocity switching is actually very easy. So play with that, and I hope you're able to do it pretty easily. If you have any other questions, please feel free to give me a holler, email me, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks.